Good to see you again, and thanks for joining us on This Week in the Valley. I'm Donna Bell.
And I'm Darren Elizaris. We have a great show for you, and with a big announcement and several guests. Joining us a bit later is Lake and Britt with the Callio Harvest Fiesta, and Gene Jones talks with Rosemary Yulhorn and Paul Schumann about the 36th annual Flywheel Reunion.
And this is an extra special show, as it will be our last This Week in the Valley as we know it. There are some changes coming to CVTV and to our program that we want to share with you.
But first, Callio Harvest Fiesta is still a couple of weeks away, but those on the committee are excited to let you know about all the activities taking place in Callio on August 5th and 6th.
I had a chance to talk with Lake and Britt, and she is one busy lady, and here's what she had to say. The Callio Harvest Fiesta is just around the corner, and it's the 60th anniversary of the Callio Harvest Fiesta. And I'm so pleased to have Lake and Britt with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you having me.
Well, you're a busy, busy lady.
Yes, I have been.
Lots of things going on with the Callio Harvest Fiesta. So, it's a typical festival, but there's a lot of fun things going on, and I guess we'll start with the 5K. That's one of the big things.
Yes, we are going to be having a 5K. It's going to be on Saturday morning. Linda Miller is the one that is really in charge of that. But something neat is that we are partnering with the Citizens Bank and Trust here in Macon, and you'll be able to drop off your registration forms there and your money if you would like to participate. And we just really want to thank Citizens Bank and Trust for helping us out.
Yeah, and that's kind of a special 5K, the Nancy L. Brennan Memorial 5K. It has a special meaning for a lot of people.
It does. I knew Nancy very well, and she was such a sweet lady.
So some other big events, it's just a whole weekend full. You've got the kickball tournament.
Kickball tournament, yes. We decided to do something different this year. So we decided to go with kickball, something that, kind of bring back a bit of your childhood playing kickball. You can still register for kickball up until August 5th, which is the day before the kickball tournament. We're going to start our kickoff at 8 a.m. in the morning and play until we're done. We're hoping to do a double elimination tournament. It's for people that are 15 and up. So if you're 15 years old and up, you can play kickball, and it's $125 a team, which comes out to be about $12.50 a person for a team of 10.
Yeah, and that's not a bad deal. When I thought of kickball tournament, I was thinking little kids, but this is a competitive adult kickball tournament.
Yeah, it's for adults, so should be a whole lot of fun.
Yes, and in between times, there's also vendors and crafters.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a craft fair on Saturday also. So our events are mostly on Saturday, but we're going to be spreading it out all throughout the day. We have several people who are going to be doing booths. We got an Avon booth and another jewelry booth, and just a bunch of different booths that are going to be there. A lot of crafts, handmade stuff, and so it should be a lot of fun. A lot of different stuff to look at, and a lot of people participating in it.
Yeah, we can't stress enough the entertainment. You've got fun entertainment for both nights.
Yes, we are very excited that Kyoto is going to be with us on Friday. And then we have a group, they're called Cross Timber. They are a gospel group, and they're going to be with us on Saturday. And so we're really excited to have both of them groups with us. Kind of a local entertainment is what they are, but a lot of fun to listen to.
And then, of course, no festival would be complete without the Queen contest, the Little Mr. and Miss, and the Miss Farmer.
Little Miss Farmer and a baby show.
And the baby show.
The baby show. It's always a big hit, the baby show. So yes, I think it's on Friday. We'll be having the baby show, the Little Mr. and Miss Farmer, Little Mr. and Miss Callio, and the Queen contest. So we already have some participants, and if any Callio resident, if you have a Callio address, they can participate in these categories. The baby show, of course, is open to everybody, and so is Little Mr. and Miss Farmer.
And of course, there'll be food.
Yes, our concession stand. Everybody always loves our concession stand. On Friday, to kick off our fiesta, the Cattlemen's are going to be sponsoring our barbecue beef dinner.
That is very good, and I'm excited that there's a stage that the performances will be on.
Yes, we finally have a stage. Finally,
a lot of years went into getting that accomplished.
Yes, it's a raised concrete pad right now. We're hoping to eventually build up some more money and finish it out, but we have enough for an actual stage, and we are very excited to be able to show that off this year.
So you've kind of put your heart and soul into this weekend, and it's not this weekend, it is next weekend, August 5th and 6th.
Yes, and I have had a lot of help with this whole thing. I'd like to thank our entire committee, definitely for helping. Everybody had their part, and everybody's been doing a great job.
It takes everyone pulling together
It
to
does.
pull something like this off. And it's the theme is Once Upon a Time.
Once upon a time, yes. We thought that fit very well with, our new stage coming along, and for the little Mr. and Miss, it kind of makes you reminisce about the old times.
Yeah, and of course there's the parade
The
on
parade,
Saturday.
Yes, the parade will be, lineup starts at 3:30, and then the parade starts at 4:30. If anybody would like to be in the parade, you need to contact Bruce Latchford.
Okay, all right. Well, very good. Well, I'm Sheridan Valley will be there, and we'll be happy to see everybody. And also, there was something else.
Donations.
Donations. Yes, you've got lots of great prizes to give away.
Yes, our attendance drawing is going to be very good this year. We've been able to contact some local businesses as well as some businesses in Kansas City and Springfield and Columbia. So if you would like to attend and sign up for the drawing, you have to be present to win.
Of course, yes.
Of course, but we have some really neat donations. The Kansas City Zoo donated some admission tickets.
Oh, nice.
We also have Paint the Town in Columbia has donated some gift certificates as well as a beautiful painting, and so has Stroke of Magic, which is another painting place in Moberly. And then here locally, we have the Gun Grove is donating, as well as CarQuest. Trying to think of the others. Hold on, let me get my sheet. Casey's General Store, MFA, the island, the golf course down there. So we're very excited to have the support of all of our local businesses as well as some businesses around the state of Missouri.
Yeah, it's always fun to have attendance prizes because it keeps everybody on their toes. And
It does, and like I said, we're getting some great donations this year, stuff that I think people will be excited to have the possibility of winning, but you have to be present to win.
so again, it's Friday and Saturday,
Friday and
August 5th and
Saturday.
6th.
Yep, 5th and 6th. And Friday it starts off at 4:30.
Yep, 4:30. Very good. Well, Lakin, you've provided us a lot of information, and it's still time to sign up for baby contests and king contests.
Yes, feel free to contact myself or anyone else on the committee. We do have a Facebook page, the Callio Harvest Fiesta Facebook page, and you can always contact any of us off of that for any registration forms or more information.
Oh, very good. Well, Lakin, thank you very much. I
Yes.
love your enthusiasm. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I really hope so. Like I said, our committee has really put a lot into it, and we're hoping for a great turnout this year.
And the weather's just perfect, right?
Oh, yes, of course.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Lakin. Mark your calendars and make plans to visit Callio on August 5th and 6th.
The 36th annual Old Time Fly Roll Reunion is just around the corner. Our next guests, Rosemary Yulhorn and Paul Schumann, join Gene Jones to talk about this great event and more volunteering in the Valley opportunities.
Good afternoon, or it might be morning where you are, but it is summertime. Think about summertime. How do you know when it's summer? School's out, it's too hot. We've got some fairs around to think about. How do I know it's summertime? I know it's summertime around here when these folks get busy and put on the Macon County Flywheel program. And we've got two folks with us today from their organization. We have Paul Schumann, their president, and we have Rosie Yulhorn, the secretary. And they're going to talk to us a little bit not only about the program that will be happening for 3.5 days,
4 days. 4 days.
4 days, out at the fairgrounds, and how they use volunteers in their effort to keep this tradition going, and it is a huge tradition. Paul, tell me a little bit about how the Flywheel event and the club got started and how long you've been around.
Well, this year will be the 36th annual meet. It was started 36 years ago by Willard Main was one of the founders, and his wife. And I'm not familiar with a lot of the older people. I'm a fairly new member myself, but it was started with a handful of people, and it started out to be just a antique gas engine show. That's why instead of an old thresher show, ours is called a flywheel show, because all the old gasoline engines all had big flywheels to keep the momentum up, to keep them doing their thing. And it has evolved from just a gas engine show to what it is today.
Tell us about some of the events and some of the things that folks might expect to see if they come out.
Well, we have a little Mr. and Miss contest. We have a baby show that'll be on Thursday evening, towards evening on July 28th. Kyoto, the group Kyoto will play at the grandstand also that day, towards evening, 8 to 10. We'll have horse pulls on Friday. We have a parade Friday, Saturday, and I think on Sunday also. Saturday, we'll have our exhibitors pull, we call it, which anybody that has an old tractor, they put it on display out there, is welcome to pull our sled. It's a lot of fun, more than there is prizes. We have a lawn and garden pull that'll be going on. This year we've added one more class, a lightweight class. The Lawn and Garden Club has a sled now that we can pull the small tractors, such as your 8N Fords, your B Internationals, your little C. Alice Chalmers that are little bitty, and that they will pull from like a 1,500-pound weight tractor up to a 3,200-pound tractor, and we're looking forward for that one. Sunday, we have Missouri farmers coming in with a tractor pull and a truck pull. We also have, this is the second year for it. Last year the weather messed this up a little bit, but we have, and I can't explain it all, but a whole different car show. So if you got a car that's fixed up kind of like all these other car clubs have, you can bring it in, and we're having a car show, something to what they have now.
If I remember right, that was early on Sunday morning.
Yes, it's early on Sunday morning.
What if I decided to come out to see one of the parades? Tell me what I could expect to see.
Well, you will see at least one steam engine, all the old cars that feel like they want to parade, all the old machinery that the owners would like to parade through, lots of older cars, trucks, and farm equipment and machinery.
Rosie, you probably know a lot about the nuts and bolts of how this big event gets pulled together and how all the work gets done. Most of it's done by members of your group and others along the periphery that volunteer. Tell us about how some of you and some of the folks on the edge of this volunteer to make this thing happen for our community.
Well, first of all, we got a fantastic group, and we all work together. And we start off by about a week before the coming in and cleaning our kitchen up, our museum, making sure that all our things are displayed. And then we have ladies that'll put together a little packet for the exhibitors to help them know what time their exhibits and stuff are going to be exposed. We're working really hard, because this is one of the new things, is that our group has wanted to get back to where it's a family event, not just for the older people, so to speak, but we want the family to get enjoyed. So we're working real hard to get games up for children and parents that can partake. And also, and that takes a lot of volunteers to do that. We're working really hard to get that started.
And what a terrific way to expose some of our younger folks to some history, how farming was done a while back.
Right.
And if you haven't been to that museum, it's well worth taking your time to come out and go through the museum. There are some really neat things out there. I also understand you're making an effort to make transportation a little easier this year because there is a lot of walking involved with the flywheel. Tell me, Rosie, what you've got planned for that.
Well, the first thing we want to know is that up on the east side of the grandstand, if they are handicapped and have a handicap sticker, they're allowed to park right there beside the grandstand. So that's where mostly all of the main events take their food, drinks, a list of events that's going on during the day and stuff would start out there. But if they can't walk but they want to go and see the exhibit, we'll have some volunteers to drive them around on that golf cart to see the exhibits. So,
and this is terrific. So what we're hearing is that it's taking a lot of people giving very unselfishly of a lot of time to make an event like this happen for the community.
right, and then as a way for us to thank our people who come in with their exhibits, whether it be the gas engines or whatever that, on Saturday evening we do a ham and bean supper for them. So, and that takes a lot of volunteers to cook up the beans and ham and cornbread. So,
I'll bet you have a lot of big electric roasters coming in full of ham and beans.
There's a family that they live up towards Elmer and the Ethel area, a little bit further north of that. They actually have a small steam engine, and they have a steam cooker, and they cook the beans for us right there. You can walk by there during the day on Saturday, but yeah, and they'll be sitting there, and they got this steam pot, and steam goes around it, and they steam cook the ham and beans right there on the site. So.
I don't think I've ever had ham and beans cooked that way.
it's
So
they're
that-
good.
They're good.
It really gives them a good flavor.
That sounds like a terrific twist on it. And we're all going to hope that while we're talking about summertime, you folks are blessed with some really good weather for that 4 days. I
Yeah.
know last year the weather was a little hot at times and a little wet at times, and you had a big rain on Saturday night, and by
Yes.
Sunday morning it kind of looked like you'd already had a demolition
Yes.
derby. So
I would like to mention, we was talking about the kids. We didn't really mention any of the games we have with them. And then we also have a pedal tractor pull for the children. I think there's four classes of it. They get a pretty good size. One year we had an adult size. That was really interesting. But we're doing a frozen T-shirt contest, which is we give you a T-shirt they've been frozen now for going on 2 months. And you got to thaw them out, do whatever you can to get them T-shirts on. And the winner will receive a new Flywheel T-shirt, the hula hoop contest, a
Kleenex box.
it's they call it Kleenex ping pong. They tape a Kleenex box to your back, and it's full of ping pong balls, and you got to bounce them ping pong balls out, jumping around and getting them out. And then Poets out here at the ethanol plant, they have it's like a sandbox, but it's a corn box. And it's full of corn. It has toys for the little kids to get in and play with like you would a sandbox. So we are trying to get more things for the small ones to do.
And that's great because that way it's truly family. I know for a while it kind of tended to be people that remembered that equipment from when they were young.
Right.
But we've got several generations past that now. And you're going to have tractors that are on steel,
Yes.
right? No rubber tires.
Yes.
You're going to have some other things that a lot of these younger folks, and especially the younger children, have never seen. And I think it's really great that they can have this exposure to a little bit of living history, because they'll remember that long before they remember what they got out of the book at school.
Yes.
Well, and what another event that's going on for us that's making this flywheel so special for us is that Paul can tell you more about the International Harvester
Okay.
National Meeting.
It's the state. We try to feature a different brand of tractor every year. Same way, not so much this year, but we're doing International Harvester this year. Well, International Harvester back in the day literally tried to build everything that a farm would use. They built tractors, harvesting equipment. They never built a car. Well, they attempted 2 years ago, and it was called an auto buggy. And they built trucks. And there's still semi-trucks out today called Navistar. But we are featuring international. And we are hosting the State International Harvester Club. They will be having their annual meeting at our show. So there will be a lot of international stuff that you probably won't normally see in this community.
That's really terrific. Any other closing pointers that you want to make, Rosie?
Yeah, we'll have the expo center. There'll be crafters in there. So, and there's bathrooms in there. And if someone needs to come in and just sit down and rest and cool off, we'll have the exhibit and the floor hall.
And the floor hall
And
also.
and this year we're going to open up the floor hall also, so that, you know, it's centered more down where people can come in and cool off if they need to.
Right, and I know some of the exhibitors up in the expo will be things that you might get the ladies to come along a little more willingly if they know there's going to be some crafts and some things like that they would be a little more interested in. So there's plenty for everybody.
Yeah, we're rebuilding our vendors and crafters section.
Good.
And so far we've had a really great turnout of different variety of items that'll be on display for purchase if they wish to. So, and that's another thing that we want to really emphasize this year is our quality of our vendors. And then of course up by the grandstand we'll have different food vendors, pork rinds, catfish. What else? Right.
If you want it to eat, it'll probably be their Charlie Stowe. Used to have Hogfather's Restaurant. He is providing our lunch in our kitchen for us this year, so there'll be a nice place that's air conditioned to sit down and eat. Also, if you would rather sit and eat, I think it's going to be a good year.
Now, one thing we haven't given, I don't believe at this point, is the dates.
It will start July 28th on a Thursday and run through July 31st Sunday.
Okay, so you have no excuse. If you're not already a part of it and you want to check in and see if there's a spot for you to come out and help, there will be phone numbers up on your screen. Or if you just want to come out as an individual or as a family and take part in some of this just plain old-fashioned fun, pick a time during that 4 days, because even if you're busy 1 or 2 of those days, and that's what I love about these longer events, is that almost everybody can find a time during that 4 days when they can come out and spend a little time, go through the museum, look at those old tractors and some of the other equipment and vendors and exhibitors that will be there. But whatever you do, whether you're taking an active part as a volunteer, part of the crew, or if you're just there as a spectator, have a good time. That's how we know it's summer. Thanks again. This has been a combined effort of CVTV and Long Branch Area Chapter of AARP, where we try to bring you information about organizations and events in your community that use local volunteers to get a lot of their work done to provide help and special events in our community. Thanks again.